Alright, buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the chaotic, messed up, and absolutely wild world of the boys. Specifically, we're breaking down the 7 levels of Compound V, from the poor souls who literally got cursed to the gods walking among men. We're ranking them based on raw power, usability, and how completely they'd get destroyed if they tried to fight someone like, say, Invincible. Let's go. Level 1, Deformation and no powers. Ah yes, level 1, the basement of the basement. These are the poor souls who took Compound V and ended up, well, let's just say their powers make their lives worse than before. Take BombBox for example. The dude literally has a boombox for a head. I'm not talking about some cool tech or an aesthetic choice. His head is a stereo. He can't fight, he can't sneak, and forget trying to talk to anyone without making them deaf. BombBox represents everything wrong with the idea that Compound V automatically makes you a hero. Then there's Human Tongue. And yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. His superpower is one gigantic tongue. He's not Spider-Man, he's not a contortionist, he's just a guy with a tongue that, I guess, could lick stuff. Congrats? Level 1 is pure comedy wrapped in tragedy. These are the guys who should never leave the Vought labs. They're the kind of supes that make PR nightmares. If you see a level 1 supe in the wild, just walk away, quietly. Level 2, show ponies. Moving up a notch, we hit level 2, the show ponies. These are supes who actually have powers, but let's be honest, their powers are mostly aesthetic or kinda useless in a fight. Think of them as mascots with potential, but none of the practicality. Mesmer is a textbook example. He can read minds, but only if he touches someone, which, in the middle of a fight, is basically the worst mechanic ever. Imagine trying to telepathically stop someone and they just knock your hands off. It's like psychic peekaboo. Funny, but not dangerous. Then there's Firecracker. She can make fireworks from her hands. Literal fireworks. It's flashy, sure, but the moment someone gets close, she's toast. She's the kind of supe you hire for a parade, not a war. Splitter can split into multiple versions of himself. Sounds cool, right? Except each version is just him. He's basically cloning himself into more snacks for a stronger opponent. Doppelganger can transform into other people, perfect for spying or awkward office pranks, but in combat, still a snack. Supes are entertaining, flashy, and technically capable, but put them in a serious fight and they crumble. They're the mascots, the show-offs, the kind of heroes who make you shake your head and wonder why Vought even bothered. Level 3, strength built on weakness. Here's where things start to get interesting. Level 3, supes have powers that could be threatening, but only if you don't exploit their weaknesses. Lamplighter is a prime example. He manipulates fire and has killed a ton of people. But here's the kicker, he's not fireproof. The guy controlling fire is scared of his own flames. It's like giving a kid a lightsaber and expecting them not to burn themselves. Sure, he's dangerous for a second, but one mistake and he's toast. Literally. Then there's Termite. He can shrink down and fight humans at tiny sizes, which is kinda terrifying. But the second he runs into a bigger supe, yeah, he's gone. Remember when he got bagged like a snack? That was peak level 3 tragedy. And yes, even the deep lives here. Let's be honest, talking to fish is great if you live underwater. But on land, he's basically useless. Maybe he calls in a whale for backup, but Invincible flies straight through it like paper. He's fast, strong, and doesn't care about marine life diplomacy. Level 3 is all about having cool powers that are, unfortunately, completely situational. These supes look good on paper, but in practice, one little oversight and they're done. Level 4, mid-tier. Level 4 is where we start seeing supes who actually make a difference in fights. These are the mid-tier powerhouses. They have super strength, durability, and some extra abilities, but they're not universe-shattering. Think Supersonic. He's fast and strong, a serious threat if underestimated, but he doesn't have anything that puts him above the mid-tier gods of this universe. Translucent is another example. Great at sneaking around and tanking bullets with his invisible diamond skin, but outside of that, just strong. Not world-ending. Black Noir, silent, deadly, super strong, but he's basically a very expensive ninja suit. Mid-tier threat at its finest. And of course, Queen Maeve. Strength, durability, some combat skills. She can dominate a group of weaker supes or humans, but once someone like Stormfront shows up, she's looking at trouble. Level 4 Supes are the ones who tip fights in their favor, but aren't unstoppable. They are reliable, powerful, and scary if you underestimate them, but still very much defeatable. They sit comfortably in that mid-tier where raw strength counts, but true god-level abilities are still out of reach. Alright, quick pit stop. If you're enjoying the chaos, drop a like and subscribe. It helps more than A-Train on a caffeine rush. Now, back to the power levels before someone explodes. Level 5, Traditional Powers. Now we're entering the territory of actually dangerous. Supes have strong traditional powers on top of the strength mid-tier Supes already have. A-Train is the classic example. Super speed, enhanced reflexes, and real combat ability. He's not just strong, he's fast enough to dodge attacks, hit hard, and ruin someone's day in seconds. Starlight combines super strength with light manipulation. She's not just punching, she's blinding her enemies, controlling battlefield conditions, and looking absolutely fabulous while doing it. At level 5, Supes start being more than muscle. They're versatile, with powers that can really turn the tide of a fight. Kimiko rounds out this tier perfectly. She has super strength and super healing, which makes her tough to take down. Hit her once, she's back. Hit her again, still up. Level 5 is where you start seeing Supes who can sustain a fight, not just look cool for 5 seconds. These are your traditional superheroes, the ones who actually make Vought look good on paper. They're strong, flashy, and dangerous, but they're still beatable by someone smarter, faster, or stronger. Think of level 5 as the solid threat tier. Respectable, serious, and capable of soloing level 4 Supes without breaking a sweat. Level 6, Demigods. And now, we're getting spicy. Level 6 is where Supes start feeling untouchable. They have powers so big, so wild, that they could solo most of level 5 without even breaking a sweat. Stormfront is the perfect example. She's got lightning powers, super strength, and flight. She doesn't just punch, she destroys. Level 6 is where powers start having multiple layers, where one mistake for your opponent could end in literal lightning death. Soldier Boy is another wild card. Normally he could be level 4 or 5, but with his radioactive boost, suddenly he's a walking, talking weapon. He can shrug off damage, hit harder than anyone below him, and suddenly your mid-tier Supes are food. And yes, even Super Butcher belongs here. He's not just a regular guy anymore. After getting powered up, he's frighteningly strong. This is the tier where even a smart super or a fast one starts to sweat. Ryan, Mark's kid, isn't fully up to his father's level yet, but late in the story, he starts showing signs of level 6. He's not quite god tier, but he's definitely a nightmare, if underestimated. Level 6 Supes are the ones that make Vaught's marketing look like a joke. They're terrifying, almost unstoppable, and definitely the reason level 5 Supes start questioning their life choices. Level 7, Gods, and finally, the big kahunas. The ones who break the rules, bend reality, and terrify anyone standing in their way. Level 7 is God tier, the top of the top. Homelander. Where do we even start? Super strength, flight, heat vision, super speed. He's basically Superman if therapy didn't exist. And yes, he's exactly as terrifying as he sounds. Homelander isn't a hero. Then there's Marie Moreau and Victoria Neuman. These two have reality-altering powers, exploding people at will, regeneration, near immortality. They don't just fight, they erase. And if you get in their way, yeah, consider yourself gone. Even Butcher with the V virus reaches god tier here. The guy killed Victoria, and he seems to have powers that even the other Supes can't fully comprehend. He's brutal, unstoppable, and terrifyingly clever. Level 7 Supes aren't just strong, they're absolute game changers. They can solo entire teams, destroy cities, and make the lower tier Supes look like children playing with sticks. So there you have it, the 7 levels of Compound V in the boys. Level 1. Poor souls cursed by V, making their lives worse. BombBox and Human Tongue show us what happens when mutation fails. Level 2. The show ponies, flashy, mostly useless and entertaining to watch like Mesmer, Firecracker and Splitter. Level 3, strength built on weakness, dangerous if you don't exploit them like Lamplighter, Termite and the Deep. Level 4, mid-tier muscle, reliable, strong but not godlike, supersonic, translucent, Black Noir, and Maeve. Level 5, traditional powers, solid, versatile, dangerous, A-Train, Starlight, Kamiko. Level 6, demigods, almost unstoppable, versatile, and terrifying, Stormfront, Soldier Boy, Super Butcher, Ryan. Level 7, gods, the absolute apex, reality warping, city destroying Supes, Homelander, Marie Moreau, Victoria Neuman, Butcher with V. And here's the key takeaway: powers alone don't make a hero, or even a threat. Context, strategy, and sheer ridiculousness determine if these Supes survive or get absolutely obliterated. From boombox heads to lightning-wielding demigods to absolute gods, the world of Compound 5 is as wild, messy, and hilarious as you could imagine. So next time you think a superpower guarantees victory, just remember, some of the worst Supes in the boys prove the opposite, and the ones at the top, well, you don't want to be anywhere near them. That's the 7 levels of Compound V, fully ranked, fully explained, and fully chaotic, just like the boys themselves.